What's up, guys? It's your boy DD758 Saka Fett. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to leave a comment. Today's episode, basically, I call it "Did Dedrick run out of cooking skills?" Because uh, Dedrick didn't do too well. It's like Dedrick is struggling to talk to Venetia, and there's this other YouTuber. I subscribe to her channel. She subscribed to my channel. Her name is Mishia Allen. She actually did a review, and when I had a look at her review, it really brought that to my attention. Did Didrik actually use Tresser to actually stay in the game? And that made a lot of sense. So you guys can probably check out her channel as well. But that really made a lot of sense because I think Didrik realized he was on his way out. And by just basically keeping Tresser on, he had a lifeline. But why is Didrik I don't know. He kind of have that Christian vibe where his confidence, like Christian that got kicked out, the mailman. His confidence is no. Like I like why do you feel intimidated by a beautiful woman or a woman that's like she owns her own business, she runs her own company, and like Venetia said, she wants a leader. But he's so nervous. Like when he was speaking to her, he's like, nah. He's like, well, I feel nervous and come on, Dedrick, you're a man. Like man up, like put some chest up then, talk to Venetia, let Venetia know how you feel. But then if you're acting like, well, yeah, I guess I'm intimidated by you, then Dedrick, there is no way, shape, or form that you would stay or find love with that kind of attitude. Because if you feel intimidated by women or a businesswoman or a woman that's an entrepreneur, sorry, bro, it don't work like that. You will not you will not, or you are not ready to find love. So he was eliminated, and then we got AJ. According to Stacy, the sexual chocolate man. I, that's how the ladies view him. And Amber was on a roll when he spoke to Amber because he asked Amber how comes he and Amber didn't have a conversation. How comes they haven't been on a date? And Amber, I like Amber a lot. Amber just goes straight to the point. That's why I call her Amber Alert. Amber was like, because of you. Because he feels that because he have, that nice beard, according to him, it's well oiled. He got that, bald head going on. He got that height. Like he got all that going on for him. So to him, he feels like basically since he is, the sexual chocolate that let's give it up for sexual chocolate. By the way, let's give it up for him. But since he feels that he's the sexual chocolate that the women would just come to him. So he feels like he doesn't have to try to get them. And that's where he's going wrong because that means you're not looking for love. But I was surprised he and Kyra went on a date. And it actually went well. He finally made up for the time that the two of them lost when he didn't pay that bill. And she called him El Chipo. So El Chipo is out the door. So I'm starting to see like he's manning up a bit and he's basically paying the bill. And it was a nice little setting, but I do not think he and Kyra is compatible because Kyra comes up a little salty because of that last situation she had with him. But I guess right now he made up for lost time and she's feeling him a little better. But then it got to the point that he and Dedrick were the bottom two. But unfortunately, Dedrick was kicked off. And I actually agree that he was the worst of the two. But I got my girl Kia with me and I got my girl Isis Blue with me. Let me change my screen up a bit. Okay, there we go.
Hello.
So what's up, girls? What's up? Well, what's up, ladies? Not girls because you're not girls. What's up, ladies?
Hello. You know what you
I make sure I correct myself because I don't want to end up like Dedrick getting kicked off my own live. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, let's start off with Dedrick. I totally agree with you. When he tried to play Tressa like he really was interested, he knew that was a power move for him to stay. But let me just talk about Dedrick. Just the way he speaks, it's just slow motion. And I'm a laid back chick, but it's just the way he's like articulate. It's just like something he just too slow paced and his confidence level. So I see that he just wasn't a show for him because then he was like, I'm lacking confidence. I don't know if it's the setting, bro, this was not a show for you. If it was like a competition show, maybe he does better in the real world. But Dedrick, even when what's her name, Venetia was talking to him, he wasn't ready to lead. So I'm glad
I think you'd have done better in a cooking show because he's a chef.
Yeah.
Is
But
he a
this
chef?
this yeah, he said on his Instagram I see
type of chef, the internet goes wild and investigates. So I
see you got some tea.
No, it's just not. You know how people say they do something, but they're not really doing it. He might be just a regular basic chef.
Yeah,
somebody
well,
was asking him about different stuff, and he couldn't really come through with unique dishes or really.
But as a lady, by Venetia telling him she wants a man that would be a leader, and he feels like he can't, like, to him he feels intimidated by Venetia. What would you say about that as a woman?
You want to go?
Is it a turn off?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
No, I say, is it a turn off?
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you hear Isis?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. My issue with Dedrick is he likes to seem deep, and he likes to analyze the women or act like he's analyzing them, but that doesn't form a connection. You saying, hey, are you nervous? Him acting like he was the savior for Tressa. And then he just comes across to me as very much out of his element, just as you mentioned, like Christian. So he's very out of his element. I kind of feel like he has this level of insecurity that he tries to show by analyzing or over analyzing others. The whole thing with Ida, like, you're nervous. Well, why are you nervous? No, sir, you're nervous. They're not nervous. And then the same thing, who was it that he was talking? Oh, well, I think when he had the conversation with what is her name? Venetia, where he was like, I just feel like, it's kind of late to, it's hard to make connections at this point. Right. Because you were supposed to be making connections weeks ago, but instead you was playing, let's analyze the women and find out who they are. And so I just think he was out of his element the whole time. I knew he was going to be leaving. I knew he was going to be. He doesn't bring anything to the table. He really doesn't have conversation. His conversation is trying to analyze you as opposed to getting to know you, sharing some of yourself, seeing, hey, what's going on? If you look at Joel when he met with Amber, he was straight to the point. Like, what do you think about children? What is your future? What do you want to be when you grow up? Just kind of questions. And he's not asking questions. He's just like trying to tell you who you are. There was nothing about Venetia that was like, oh, she's super strong. She handling her business as anybody would that's a mother. But to say, oh, you're too strong and I can tell you're strong. No, sir, you're weak. She's not particularly strong in the way that you know. It's just that you're weak.
Well, do you know that, DD, you asked a question earlier, that people that ask a lot of questions, that's because they don't want you to ask them any questions. So maybe he uses that as a, cover up because he's not as strong as he should be. He's lacks confidence, and he kind of said it. And then when he was talking to Venetia, I back Venetia 100%. She's like, okay, I've been out here doing it by myself. I'm not saying I can't do it by myself, but what I need a man for if you just basically just there. So I don't think he's ready for the play. And then he asked her like a question like, do you think I meet that criteria? You should know. I'm not going to ask anybody, do I meet it? I already know. So I thought that was a little weird for him.
Yeah, but I like that comment. Like she said, Venetia knew his vulnerability. That's why she came off so strong with him. He is not confident enough. And that's definitely right. His confident level it's I don't know. To me, it's on. If I had to rate it from a 1 to a 10, I'll give him a 3.
Really?
I think I don't think I give. I think I've been giving him too much. But I probably give him a free.
Like, come on now. Like, Bernicia, she like had a heart, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. She runs a household with kids. She got her own business. A woman, like, what are you adding to this? If you're like, you know, not confident. I mean, like, seriously, I'm not trying to say we go out and get into a street fight. But if anything, Papa's like breaking the house. He, you know, like, are you confident enough to take care of this household? So he just don't exhibit those behaviors, those manly traits that you feel confident in. I just don't see that confidence level. He's kind of like, I don't know.
Okay, so then from what I'm understanding,
I was just going to say, he claims to be a business owner because he's a chef, and he makes it seem like he's a chef that, you know, runs his own thing. He is a grandfather. He has, I thought, 4 kids, and he wanted another one or 2. Was it 2 or 3 kids?
I think he has like 2 kids, but he wants one more.
Okay, so he wants one more, something like that. But there's no reason why you can't be confident. Like, you and her should be equal. Y'all should be able to have a conversation. She's a mom, you're a dad, you're even a grandfather. They should be able to have conversations and share and talk about a lot of common things. The difficulty of running your own business, the successes, the failures. He didn't ask her anything. He just was like, oh, you're strong. You might be too strong for me. Well, sir, you clearly are weak. And that's why the reason why I said I don't even know how much of a chef he really is. He may be a chef at Applebee's.
That's all I was just going to say, Isaac. I dated a guy. He said he was a chef. Come to find out he was a sous chef at the local bar down the street. But, you know,
because there's no reason why they couldn't have connected, at least as business owners. But he's just sitting up there saying nothing. And he knew he was going on. When they told him bye, he was like, okay, thanks for the memories. And he was out. Coat on, he was gone.
All right. I agree. What do you say, Kia?
Our feelings are not hurt. Goodbye, Dedrick.
Yeah, no love lost. No love lost. So, okay, let's go to Jason and Liz. I was so surprised. I was very surprised. Liz and Jason lips touched because she comes up with that Christian woman vibe. Like, she's like, what do you think about marriage before sex? And I would think with that kind of attitude that I don't think she would have kissed him, but
okay,
that was very interesting.
He kissed her.
But she allowed it.
Yes, she should like it.
So let's go here. No, she upped her game, Dee, when she came with that dress. So she was like, let me show y'all. I got church girl beliefs, but let me show y'all. So last week she kind of like, you know, flipped, you know, script like, hey, let me just show you that I'm more than just this church girl. So David was vibing, but Jason got like, you know, that little edge to him where he just like, well, I'm gonna go in for the kiss. David's still in there, you know. I don't know what David
over the ex. Nobody has time for that. But you remember, she also said that she had been, you know, had some situationships. She was clear about that. So we know she's not, you know, Virgin Mary, and she's not like, you know, not active. It's just where she's trying to be at this point in her life. So at this point in her life, she wants to kind of take it slow, but Jason ain't trying to take it slow. So this will be interesting.
And what do you think, Isis, when he said that he was willing to wait? I'm like, yeah, that's that underplay when guys be talking about something. Well, let's just cuddle. You know, like, you know, you about to try to do more. So he was like,
I definitely think that when he was like, he was trying to wait, I kind of feel like, what else was he going to say? And I also feel like he knew she was going to ask him that question. Because he
could have been like AJ and told the truth and just went on and got out the running.
But it may not be that he's lying. It may be that he knows that I might be willing to wait. He didn't say I was going to wait for 3 years or any of that. So he might be willing to wait to when she's ready. She didn't say she wasn't going to be having sex until marriage, did she? To him, I'm not sure.
Well,
she said that
from
exactly.
when she also had that conversation with AJ. And it comes off as she wants to wait for marriage to start having sex. That's what I gathered. But then
Jason might not wait that long.
That's what I'm saying.
No, neither would AJ.
I told them right off the bat, ain't nothing popping, and they be like, okay, maybe like, you know, And you be like, no, I'm standing firm with what I believe. And I've seen people like literally get and be mad. Like, what I do, I told you what I stand. So I think people think that they change your mind in the mood, like you said, with the little kiss here and there or whatever.
But he might be able to, because she was liking that. She was liking.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess she's a normal woman. But the problem is when you're looking for something and you're going for that Christianity kind of, person, you have to look for somebody within that same like that same thing, that same goal you're looking for.
Exactly.
If you go for something like in the opposite direction, then long term, short term, it might last because they all have the feelings, they all go out, they all have fun. But long term, it's going to start causing a big issue until you don't get married. And that's not grounds or a reason for you to get married. It's because of lust. So
yeah, because I can totally agree with you, Dee. Because I have told a guy one time, just like, really like just tell him like nothing was popping. I was like, he was like, well, what are you looking for? I was like, saved, sanctified with evidence of speaking in tongues. I was just, going over the top. But it was just like, okay. And he was like, huh? And he was like, well, just one time. And I'm going to heaven too. And I was like, sir, that just show you our belief systems are totally different because you keep trying and I keep telling you no. So again, like you said, if they're not on the same page, you can't bring him the Jesus moment if he wasn't trying to go there. He's not ready. So she should probably find somebody that has the same belief system. David kind of slow. I think David got some stuff going on. We talk about that later. But Jason, I think he's gonna push her. I think he's gonna try that.
But is Jason the new Troy? Is Jason the new Troy? Because in the next episode he kissing Kyra.
Well, I don't think he's the new Troy because, if you're dating, I would expect a guy to kiss me on my cheek. And if it's going well, perhaps they just did a little lip touch. So I don't know. Whereas right out the bat, Troy, he ain't know me 15 minutes ago and he's trying to kiss you. So I think not quite that, but Jason is pushing. And one thing I'll say about Jason is real clear. He wasn't feeling Alexis because he wasn't giving her none of this same energy at all.
Saying chick is funny. Like, what are you looking for? Not you.
Yeah, but let's go to well, since we already bring Alexis up, let's go to Alexis and Ron. That number one, that I struggling with that number one. Who's number one? Alexis, then it's Crescentia. But Alexis is number one. Crescentia thinks cannot play number two.
It was a game. Okay, so I seen an interview on another. Actually, it was Little Black Book where her husband was interviewed. So I had an all new respect for Alexis because how he was just saying that she was willing to, put in the grind and she was willing to, whatever. So that made me look at her a lot different. But on the show, Alexis knows how to play the game because she keep asking Ryan, am I number one? Am I number one? But she feeling AJ. She feeling a whole bunch of people. And she like, even though she wants to be Ryan's number one, but is he really her number one? Because she got a lot of stuff going on. She got a lot of
the thing I don't like about, well, there's a lot of things I don't particularly care about Alexis, but the one thing I really don't like is that she is very she schemes and plots a lot. In the way in which she was like, yeah, Ron, Ron told me I'm his number one. AJ said I'm his number one. It's a lot of that towards the other girls that you don't have to say all of that. It's a dating show. They're going to be dating a lot of people, but you want everyone to know that this person is saying you're their number one. Like, you can keep that to yourself. I don't see Valicia saying, I'm Joel's number one. I'm Joel's number one, and I just think that it's like a dig at the women. And I would prefer for her to not, push that.
So I agree with Auntie because I was just about to comment on that comment where she says she's playing a game and she's going to end up losing.
Absolutely.
So I think she really don't care for, what's that girl, the Italian girl,
Crescentia.
So I think they got kind of like this little rival thing because they both like the same men, and it's been said a couple of times that they kind of like, whatever. So I think she, like you said, it's a game to her. Like when she's sitting at the table, like, I'm number one. To get under that girl's skin, and the girl. So let me ask y'all this: did y'all peep that? I think Chris they gave up her goodies of her and what you call it, did a little something, her and Ryan, because she was like, well, you might be thinking that, but I'm really his number one. So it's like it was like some underlying stuff that we might not be seeing on TV. I don't know.
The other thing about Chrysanthemum is now that Stacy is gone, it seems like she finally got it in her head. Don't be worried about someone saying they're number one, because she's like, yeah, you may think I'm not even going, battle you on that. I'm gonna battle you in a different way, because I'm not gonna, be publicly saying this, that, and the third, but I'm gonna pull Ron right away from you. But Ron isn't what Alexis wants anyway, because Ron isn't spiritual. He's not into none of that. And she's just using Ron so that she stays on the show. Like Auntie said, it's just a game to her.
No, but then at the same time, that means who's good for Alexis, because AJ, she said AJ she still feels AJ have that player vibes, right? And she's still watching AJ side eye. Look, Kyra is interested in AJ now, and then she's with Ron, but then at the same time, I think behind the scenes, Ron must be speaking to both she and Chrysanthemum, and he giving both of them the same vibes. That's why that argument coming up with number one and number two. But then who would Alexis like literally fit with, because Jason don't want her. So
I think she can be with AJ, because I think it's going to be AJ that's going to pursue her, because Kara don't really want AJ when it's all said and done. I think AJ is going to pursue Alexis, because I think I've said before, AJ is a homosexual. He needs a home. And Alexis looks, even though I don't think she's fly, but, I think he wants to use her credit card this time as opposed to Kara's.
But you know what was amazing about Kyra? If y'all go back to like when she first threw shade towards AJ, but now she said that he's always been in her top 3. I'm like, how? Like, you might want to start watching the original episode before you just start talking, because that make you look shady, like you was just trying to like scare the rest of the girls away from him, like you was trying to play like you were concerned. But now it's like, was it really concerned, or was it really trying to, was you trying like, what was you doing? Because now you saying that he was always your top, but it's like she's trying to force it. So it's like maybe she had her eyes on him. They say Houston is kind of like small for the dating scene. So maybe she was just hurt because she really wanted to talk to him, and now she's like really trying to force it. Because when she kept doing that hand thing, when she was like, well, for some reason we just can't, So why are you forcing it? But then you said that's the best date you ever had. So she's very contradictory.
I think if she plays the game and AJ still says he has an interest in her, then she's playing the game much better than Chris, because we're all clear Chris don't have no other people. Whereas if Jason says he doesn't want Kara anymore, she'd be just gone. So she needs AJ to keep her there.
But
I was just about to say, I think it's getting to a point where people just playing games to just keep staying, like using people to just stay on the show. That's what I think is getting to the point right now.
Yeah, because AJ knows that he got to come through next week, because if he want to stay on, he got to come through, because he got a bad vibes to Amber, a couple of them. So now he knows, okay, they're looking at me sideways, because he thought that, like I said, I see all the comments saying that they don't think he's attractive. I'm not saying he's a bad looking guy. He's just not attractive to me. He's not my type. But I think he's so used to women throwing themselves at him. And Amber called it. It was like, bro, you just think that people just supposed to just run. You're the man. Take the lead.
I like Amber so much, to be honest, because he asked Amber, why haven't we been on a date? Why haven't we been speaking? Why? Amber said, you think that your looks will take you far. You think because that you're attractive. She said he comes off with that arrogant vibe, and he's like, no, I'm not arrogant. You see, so you're saying she's confusing confidence with being arrogant. No, AJ, you're arrogant, because when they introduced him, he said he got all the Fs. What was the Fs? Fine, financially stable. So I think his looks will get him a long way, but I think eventually. And was he crying for real though?
Yeah, what was that about? Kia, what was that about?
Listen, Any man that's cried on TV, listen, y'all need to just go ahead and get him an extra bonus on his check because they doing too much. 2021 with these shows. But AJ, now, I think, like I said, I'm glad Amber told him about himself because, again, you got these women. I don't know, like I said, y'all into the beard game. But again, like, what is his real, like, he don't bring anything unless they just not showing it. I just haven't seen anything that just made me just be like, ooh.
Kia and Isis, can I ask you a question? Can I cry now?
No. You cannot. You cannot.
And if you cry, I'm gonna clown you the rest of the day.
Today, tomorrow, and the next week.
AJ got game. That's what I'm trying to say. AJ pretended to cry. Like I'm pretending to cry right now.
I'm okay. Like I said, in certain situations, a man will cry, but you just crying for like really no valid reason. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm. That's not a reason to cry.
I was okay with when Joe cried, but when he did this fake cry, like, sir, please stop.
He was trying to get some brownie points or something to show that he was sensitive. I don't know.
Now let's talk about, since we spoke about Joel and Amber. Not Joel, I'm sorry, AJ and Amber. Let's talk about
Joel, Amber. That's what I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about? Okay, let's talk about Joel and Amber because that crying, I surprised he didn't cry when Amber told him off. but go ahead, Kia. Let me hear what you have to say about it.
No. I was just surprised that they even had a connection. You talking about Joel and Amber when they went on their little date and he fed her?
What? Look, from the starting of that season, I've been calling Amber the Amber Alert. You know when you get a text on your phone telling you warning somebody's been kidnapped and stuff like that? Amber gives up that energy. Like when you step to Amber, you better come correct because if you don't come correct, you'll get that Amber Alert and then you have to get out of there. Because she's very, very assertive. She'll tell you what's on her mind and she ain't got time to waste. And that's what I like about her.
Most people don't like that. And, I did, reach out to her on IG and was like, I like your vibe. Because a lot of people, do kind of, don't like women that just tell the truth. They want you to, go along with the flow. But she just calls it out. She does it real cute and classy. She's like, nah. And she's only 31. So Joe did say that, I can't be chasing around. He's like, I'm going to have a heart attack chasing around this 31-year-old.
Oh, and I also like how Amber got, I think it was Kara straight. Because she was like, no, I'm going to tell what I need to tell about AJ. Because Kara was trying to stop her. She said, y'all said what you said about Chris. And I'm going to say what I need to say. And I was like, don't sleep on Amber. She not a DA for nothing.
I tell you, better come correct.
Oh, yeah, I like Amber.
You better come correct because if you don't come correct, Amber gonna have you. You better. You hear that song? Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say?
But she does so classy. Like I said, it doesn't look like how when the girl we were just talking about, Alexis Fly, when she does it just seems like it comes off as shady, manipulative. But when Amber does it, it's like coming from a good place, like, hey, no, let's keep it moving. But I was, well, did you notice that all the second dates, the people who they were not really attracted to, the people were kissing. So the other people were feeling some type of way about those kisses from the other people. Like, she got a kiss, and then Bernice was like at the table, like, wait, we ain't never kissed him.
Venetia looked like if she could have jumped over that table and knock out Amber, she would. I'm sorry. That's the look Venetia had on her face. Venetia was like, oh no, you didn't. And she looked like she would just jump over the table and be like, it's like just a cat fight. But I can see where she's coming from because it's the same thing. She's in that same situation with Chris from last season where she put in all her eggs in one basket. But then Amber come in and say how she gave Joel a kiss on the cheek. So then Venetia starts feeling a certain type of way. But I guess, I don't know, Joel should have Joel should already think about that before he actually got to that point with her because Venetia look like if you see you mess up once, she's gone.
Let's go here. It's a dating show. So, like you said, that freaking frack, nobody's coming here for friendship. Y'all have to remember the premise of the show. So if Bernice just put her claws into Joe real quick, they just like, hey, like she claimed him like last season when other girls said, that's my man. So I think Bernicia just thought that she was like locked down with Joel and they was gonna go in the sunset and live happily ever after. But then when Tommy, threw a trick bag in there and was like, hey, now go with somebody that you haven't been out with or that's not your number one, then you're seeing different people. Some people, they were still like, nah, I don't feel you. But in this case, Joel actually was kind of feeling Amber. He was like, okay, she's put together. She's mature. Like you said, she's a DA. She's mature for 31. And she said she wants to raise some kids. He looking for a mama. So she's like, I'm willing to play stepmom. He was like, okay.
But maybe this will help Venetia to step her game up because she's kind of, falling back and letting him do all of the leading. And I'm not sure. Did she understand it was just a kiss on the cheek? It wasn't nothing more than that. It was not like a Liz kiss.
Look,
so maybe that's the thing.
So Isis, hold on, Isis, because when you see your make certain points, okay, so let's say you and I talking, you, Isis, and Didi talking, right? And then you like kiss Kia on a cheek. How would you feel?
Well, in this particular situation, right? In the situation that they're in, if I heard he kissed Kia on her cheek, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna need to step my game up. That's all.
Okay, well, all right. You have a point. You have a point. You have a point.
Because that's what dating is. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They're dating, and they know they have to date others. So if you see that, okay, there's some competition. If you want them, you'd better step your game up. If you don't want them, then keep doing what you're doing, which is just waiting for him to do everything. You're following his lead, and I get that she wants a leader. Hey, my girl, I get that she wants a leader, but sometimes you gotta give a little bit so that he know it's okay.
Yeah, she's gonna get the same trick bag with Chris. Remember last season? That's why he left, because he put all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Much like stuck on Joe. Yep. But I just think that she needs to look outside of the box, because Joe, I think he's a little suspect now. He's one of my favorites.
Lola, we talking about your boo, your boo thing.
Joe, you know Joe is smooth as butter. Okay,
that's the problem, Lola.
But I was I don't want to say I was concerned. I was like, is he also trying to make sure he stays in the game, or did he mean all that little play stuff he was doing with Amber? Because Amber was licking it up, she was done. She was done.
Lola, let's just be honest. Joe, like I said, when me and you both was like feeling Joel at the beginning, but Joe is a smooth criminal. Like that boy,
it's where he's from. It's how he grew up.
Lola, I would need Joe to stay away from me because I got to say all my life.
That's okay. I think it's Joe. I'm not over him yet. Come on.
Don't give up. Joel is mine. The boy is mine.
That's problem. You all just like
So Venetia, I feel she's a little confused because they didn't have that little playful thing going on. So I don't think they ever had like a peck. They had a nice warm hug and everything, but no pecks. And so I'm wondering, is Joel just playing the game? Because he just kind of played along. Because he did ask her serious questions in the beginning. He asked her, there's an age difference. How do you feel about that? It's over 10 years, and I have children. And so he's letting her know there's a responsibility there. I'm not saying you should be the mother, but you're going to play a role. And she said, she gave the right answers, but I feel like they're still playing. They're still playing. Just like Homie's playing with Liz. They're still playing. So I don't know how serious he is, but she's just another option. So what's his name? Chris. What Chris did last, at least it looked like he was only dating one person. Nobody wants to make the same mistake. But I just don't feel... I know Joel flirts. There's some people who flirt a lot. I feel like Joel is flirting right now, but I haven't seen him get serious about her yet. Then again, it's only editing, so we don't know. But I only see him playing, so he's used to that role. He's from New Orleans, and they do that. It's a party town. He knows how to talk to women.
Stay away from New Orleans.
Hey, you know what? He knows how to say it, when to say it, and it doesn't hurt that he looks good. He looks great. He knows what to say. He understands body language, so he's playing along. So I won't say he's shifted bases yet, but he's a good flirter. He's good at flirting. So let's see.
But Lola, don't you? Okay, so don't you think the kiss on the cheek was too much?
Actually, not really. When we saw the clips, I heard kiss. I didn't know what kind of kiss they were talking about. But it was just like a dun, dun, they were close hug. It's a dating show, so there's gonna be some closeness. They didn't exchange body fluids. No mouths were open. No tongues were locked. So no, I don't feel they crossed the line yet. I'm still.
But Lola, did you see that when he did his interview in the confessional, he was like, yeah, Amber, okay, but Bernicia, still running. So he still gave Bernicia her shout out. So like that is problematic because if a man talking about you and your date and he still bring up the other one, that just lets you know that she's still in humanity.
So he's still playing along. He's good at playing. These guys, a player knows how to play. So he's still playing. So I don't think he's committed there yet. So I'm not worried. I'm just slightly amused, like, oh, that's cute. Okay. All right, Amber, you're a smart girl. Don't fall for this yet. Because she was a little blown away, like, ooh.
Well, again, I'm staying away from New Orleans guys.
Anybody it makes them interesting. I'm not running. I ain't never run nothing. I'm not running. Come ahead,
Joe. Look, the chick said, kiss on the cheek. Give me some tongue. She ain't want to kiss on the cheek. She want that tongue.
Tap. It was the jawline. My kiss. Have you guys talked about Liz and Jason yet?
Yeah.
But you really
a little bit.
The kind of kiss they had. That was homie. You know what? I called him a small boy, a week or 2 weeks ago. But he snuck in. Like he was smooth too, both times. He took us by surprise. I was surprised. I know Liz was surprised too. Very smooth.
Hey,
now that's
he's another smooth criminal.
But it was that dress. When he seen that dress last week, he was at home already plotting, like, yeah, soon as opportunity, I gotta go. Did you notice that when they went to Tommy took me to the man cave or whatever, they could all talk about that dress. So Liz had everybody. They was like, what about that dress?
Yeah.
So he knew that he had to get as soon as that opportunity and make it remarkable for Liz.
I don't trust him yet because he's still bowled away by the dress and the boobs. He can't say anything about her. What did they have in common? I want Liz to keep her head on straight. It might be cute for a young man to just be enamored like that because he seems enamored. Because he was playing, I don't know, so he used to play ball or something, but he's got some experience. He's a little smooth with the ladies.
Yeah, he played ball overseas.
You'll find him attractive?
No, not for me. Honestly, no, I can't. For me, on that show right now, even AJ, who's considered handsome, I don't see it. Every now and again, I'll see a little look that, okay, I see what they're saying. But the only person that really does it for me is Joe.
All right.
Listen, Lola, I love you dearly, but the boy is mine. Love you dearly.
All I got people say, wait from Joe. Joe, how y'all all just like, whoo.
Listen, Lola, you can have Jacob.
We'll be friends after.
You can have Jacob, but Joe is mine.
Hey. This is a married at first sight, no zone. We don't know.
Joe, how you hard it's difficult for you to keep true to your beliefs.
But Lola, so how would you keep up with that? That all that Nolia in the guy, you dig? All that,
Don't worry. Like, there's a way. Once you meet the person, you figure them out. Like, look, it's like training a kid. You get a new dog, you train it. You don't just have the dog in your house pooping all over the place. There's a certain amount of training and understanding that goes in the process. See, we're right here, sis. That the best woman will win and will still be good. Females should never fight over a man. Never. We'll shake hands, just like the guys do.
We'll shake hands and I'll walk off into the sunset with Joel.
Make sure you'll take out pictures for me to see me so I can put it up on my channel. I want some evidence, some receipts.
No, I do agree. Joel is the most attractive one. Like from day one when I was watching when Dee Dee was like, I think you're on the wrong show when we were reviewing. I'm like, no, I know what we're reviewing, but I just think, I don't know if he's gonna really find love on this show.
Do you think he will get to the last three couples, Joel?
He better.
I think he will. I'm
gonna be honest. If y'all check out Bernicia page, she be doing a little. I don't know if that'll fit in with his. She got 3 kids, but maybe I think she kind of raised her kids differently than he may. So I think that may be problematic. Cause she just.
I don't know if he's gonna walk up into the final 3 with her though. I'm not sure about that.
I'm not sure.
But I think he might make it to the final 3. He might surprise us and go with Liz.
But no, wait. But what's about
Ooh.
Chris and Amber though?
Chris and Amber. Amber's just
Because
playing.
because
She's playing the long game.
She
Like
can't be serious.
that's why she gave Joel space. Because I feel like when a female's locked into someone, we're locked. We don't see anyone anymore. But she still had space to flirt with him and entertain those kisses. Yeah, Amber's playing the long game. She's telling what he needs to hear, and she's just playing. She's gonna see. So she might end up, playing a game and end up in the final. I don't know who it's gonna be with though, but she's looking around. So we'll see.
but would you guys agree it's getting harder? Because even the lady said that it's closer. It's getting closer and closer, and I think it's getting a bit harder for real.
It
Yeah,
is because
because
for them to put AJ in one of the elimination dates, they're not playing this season. This season is for real. And I like that. Like for them to have sent Stacey home, other season, I don't think they would have sent Stacey home before. And then AJ in the elimination date? Come on now. Like he was one of their tops. So it seems like they're just trying to warn everyone, look, we're not playing games. We're trying to meet someone. Let's see how this goes. I'm really curious to see how it ends.
but Chris and Chris did that was
Awkward.
yeah,
Can we
very,
put that in all
Horrible.
caps? In all caps.
very
He was surprised too. Like, why she calling me what? He didn't know what the premise of that week was. Like, I've been trying to highlight you. You didn't know that. While she's just playing the safe game because she realizes that, you know what, Ron hasn't focused on me entirely. I need to have a backup plan. And he's still a shaky backup plan because they both are kind of seeing that there's nothing here. No chemistry.
Why didn't she? I'm really shocked at her picking Chris. Why didn't she pick Joel? Why would it not be Joel?
That's a good question. You know, it's editing. We don't know who else she's gone out with. We don't know what might have transpired between them.
because we didn't even see David this episode. We didn't see David at all. So I guess this episode they end out certain parts to it. But I do not see Kristen Fier lasting. She's not going to last, and I don't think she'll get to the last.
Yeah, because I think this pretty is not going to do it. Because she's just like,
You know what?
I think I'm pretty. My mama wanted a pretty Italian baby, so I think that they're like, okay, we already got rid of your girl. We see there's no substance with you either, so you can go too.
What if she winds up being the final three with Ron? Because honestly, I think they're probably a good match. Ron is not deep. She's not deep. He won a trophy, girl. He pretended like he deep. He wants a trophy, girl.
But you know what? Alexis did
somebody
say that.
to take care of
Yeah.
her.
Alexis did pick up on that when she said I need clarity. When she made him move. Alexis, she could be an attorney also because she be asking those questions. She was like, so I'm asking you, is this the typical woman you usually date? She was like, trying to get, some answers from him. So I can see where you're going with that, Isis, that, AJ is used to the Chris's and they can probably, sail off into the sunset and happily ever after.
Yep.
All right. So I think that's about it because that's basically about what happened. We saw AJ cry for the first time.
Wait, hold up. Wait.
Yeah,
that little rub, because I had to rewind. Like I was trying to see, was there any moisture in his eye? His eye was dry as a bone. Like he talked about, this is important to me. Yo, people are scamming. Like, what are they trying to get out of this show? Like a whole money deal, like a money grab? Because why is he pretending to cry? It made no sense to me.
No, Lola, he was crying. Look, I'm crying now.
Didi, we already told you. You better stop it because I will be in your Lola. We be in your inbox all day clowning you.
Clowning forever.
I'm crying.
Like he's trying to. You know what? AJ should not end up in the top 3 just for that move right there. Like that was. I don't know. That was childish. Like, what's he playing at? And then Alexis needs to go with him. They need to go off into the sunset.
Like I said, I think some maybe really, come in with pure intentions. But did y'all see Tressa on her IG? Tressa, that's what she should have came with on the show. I'm like,
no, I haven't seen. I need to look at it.
Her sister had a whole new hairdo. It was like, I was like, I looked and said, is that her? Like,
really? Because I saw on Exo Crystal, who's Crystal Jordan, I think her name is. And when they did that interview, the hair was different, and it framed her face better, and she just seemed, I don't know, maybe
she had
relaxed.
Out, Didi. You didn't see the picture. Yeah, she had
shout out to Tressa because she said keep her in her prayers. She's actually recovering from corona. She said she had corona in that small clip I saw of her. So that's why, because I noticed I wasn't seeing her on IG too much. And then as the first video she dropped, I checked it out and she said she had corona. And she's getting better. So I'm happy she's getting better.
Like I said, I think overall, like, you know, if it worked, it worked. If it don't, it don't. Because just like from last season, what's the Rashid and what's the attorney? You see, they doing a lot of shows together now. So I'm like,
Simone, I think they're a couple. Aren't they a couple?
Oh, okay. So
I'm
you
not
know,
sure
the buddies
they're
are
a
always
couple.
touching, and they crack these like personal jokes.
Yeah,
I don't know. They didn't
Yes.
say that.
so she was feeling him, but he wasn't feeling her.
Yeah, he was
And she
looking.
was so like on her interviews, like, you know, well, if he come hollering, she was open. So maybe he finally opened the door.
I think they
But
met
I
up.
think a lot of them are just doing it to do the club promotions, and they all just linking up because it's like episode 3 is hooked up with episode 5. They're doing all these club things. So I'm like, y'all, IG is popping. So are y'all really looking for love? Like I said, I think maybe them two hooked up because, like you said, they kind of close now. So I think after the show, after enough club appearances or personal, you know,
I think it's a good look. I don't know if they're dating, but the way they sit together when they're recording, because I watch a couple episodes when they review shows, they sit right next to each other and they exchange these. I don't know, there's something going on there.
I like her. She's down to earth. Even though she was an attorney, she cracks
She's
the
fun.
she cracks
speaks her mind.
Yeah, she tells the truth. She be like, now, like when one time try to lie, I don't know if we try to take over your show, but you remember last time she told her old boy when she said that he was trying to play her like a you know, like a side chick. She was like, "You've been coming to my room. Stop lying."
Hey, you know, I like them both, so I think that would be a cute couple if they are a couple.
Yeah. So yeah.
So let's go for our predictions. So we got AJ. No, then the next week is going to be the women's turn. So with
Right,
women or 2 picks, each person have two picks. The last time Isis, you did really, really well. You got it right. So let's go. Isis, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Which women are left?
That's a good
There's
question.
Cynthia, Venetia, Amber, Kyra, Alexis Fly.
You know,
and Liz.
this is a
And
prediction. Liz not going nowhere.
She's going to final.
She's not going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think the final 2 might be Venetia and Chrysanthemum. I think those are going to be the final 2. I'm not. I want to say at the bottom. And I think if you pushed me on it, I would say Chrysanthemum. But I think Ron might save Chrysanthemum. But I don't know who will save Kara. Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Chrysanthemum. That's gonna be my final.
All right, Chrysanthemum. I got you. I think we're thinking alike. Let's go, Lola.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Chrysanthemum is definitely one of them, and then the other one
would be.
It's between Alexis and V. Like, Alexis is playing a dangerous game, and I don't know where she's gonna land. But then, I don't know. Something's gonna happen between V and Joe. So you know what? Let's keep Chrysanthemum close to my chest as that one, and then V. Yeah, Venetia.
Are the final 2 for you, right?
Yes.
With Chrysanthemum being the one going.
Yeah, I feel like Chrysanthemum's going. I think she might be next to go because they're not looking at your faces anymore. Like, you can be as pretty as you want to be. I don't care if you go figure 8 next. So I feel like they're coming for her. Like, she's going.
Okay.
Alexis is a cool plotter, so she may not end up going this next time because she's playing a tight game.
Right.
So let's go, Kia Simone.
I'm with the crew. Like, I think Chris is gonna go home. She's gonna go home because I don't think Ryan's gonna be able to save her because he's on the cutting board too. So I think they're gonna date outside of the show because, like I said, no substance. They can just hook up and realize it don't work. But yeah, I think it's gonna be Chris.
Yeah, I'll go with Chrysanthemum, and I kind of join towards with Alexis might be saved by. I still think Alexis might be saved by Ron though, because it looked like she and Ron have a better connection than Chrysanthemum.
They do.
But AJ is going to save Alexis too. AJ
But
is going to save Alexis.
This last elimination dates, like, he gonna play it up.
Yeah. The next
Even though it's not like,
elimination.
even though she's not like people's number one, Alexis, everyone, but Alexis is putting her toe in a lot of water. So she's in this pool, she's over there in the ocean, she's in the river, she's putting her toe everywhere. So she's trying to play the long game. But like I said, will it be love?
Let me answer Auntie, and shout out to Auntie's advice. Guys, go subscribe to Auntie's channel. And I know Auntie's just playing, but when she say Alexis who, Auntie does be on her channel with a fly swatter every time she talk about Alexa, and she's be swatting like.
She does.
Auntie's hilarious, yo. That's why I like to watch when she do her reviews as well. But she be on her channel with a fly swatter, try to swat some flies every time she bring up Alexis fly. Which we know Alexis.
That's cute. That's cute. Okay, I like that. That.
but I'll go with Chris and Fiam, and I'm thinking Alexis. I think Joel will keep Venetia around, so I don't think Venetia will probably stay at the bottom, even if it was just a small argument. I think they will. But they might have a small argument. But as the old guys were saying, if she really wants to pursue Joel, she will look over that kiss because it was just a kiss on the cheek. It's not because it's a game. So for me, my two picks, I'll go with Chrysanthemum and I think maybe Alexis. Because I'll change. I'll say Chrysanthemum and Kyra because I haven't seen Kyra really connected with anybody.
Kyra's tapping AJ though. AJ's gonna save her. AJ and Jason. AJ and Jason.
But
right, both of them are gonna save her.
But I don't think AJ will last, and I do not think. Well, Jason, I think Jason playing too much. That's why he's starting to confuse me a little bit.
Yeah, he's confusing all of us.
Jason's he's not gonna be one of the final couple.
I'm surprised he even stayed that long. Because remember when he was the teacher at the beginning and he was kind of suspect. So I'm just like trying to figure out how he got that game and stepped up and got all the
I'm surprised that Ron, we've had some sleepers just wake up. Like I wanted Ron out at the first one because he just looked confused. If he was intimidated by KG, Chris, and when he came out that time, I was like, ooh, I was like, this guy needs to go. Like, how you gonna be threatened by that one? So so they're coming up. They're all waking up all of a sudden. So I'm surprised Ron has just put himself in the game.
But thank you for bringing that to remembrance, because how soon do we forget? So I did forget that he was intimidated by Chris, the other Chris.
Okay, so Auntie's predictions was Chrysanthemum, Venetia, and Alexis the Fly. Sorry, Alexis Fly. My bad.
Next week, but remember, next week is when they get to meet the friends and family or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to do a lot. And how, you remember, that's what killed it for Chris last time, is the friends and the family. So this could be very interesting.
It changed the game. You're right.
Yeah,
it did. Completely changed the game. Yeah. We didn't see that coming. You're right. I didn't think about that.
But that's
I love when the family comes in and people tell you what they want to tell you, and their family, they will tell the little secrets of they'll slip up and say some stuff.
I want to see when whoever the friends are for Amber when they meet Chris. That's what I'm looking for, because I don't understand why Amber is interested in Chris. He doesn't bring anything to the table.
I don't know. I don't think she does, but I don't think he's too flip-flop.
I can see why she's attracted to Chris, though.
Listen, Chris don't want to pay no bills, Didi. That's the problem. You was intimidated because how old girl, what's her name, this from last season, they had to tell him, well, this is what she really wanted you to say. This is what you meant. He's like, yeah, that's what I meant. No, sir, if you don't pay bills, you don't pay bills. So how in this season okay, because she agreed to it.
But let me tell you why I think they're attracted to each other. I think they have certain things in common. That's what I think.
But I'm gonna go with their background. What Bernice said. Listen here, let me sit up on
when they were together.
Listen, I'm gonna just go back with what Bernice said. Although Amber is 31 and she got her life together, she really okay at that stage where I don't really need you to, I got my finances together. I'm doing me. I'm doing good. But how are you helping me if you can't add to this plate? So basically, AJ is problematic because he's telling you he don't have a lot of money and he's not, trying to split mortgage. I'm not looking for a roommate. And maybe sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. So I think he was just like, yeah, Amber got herself together. Now she's speaking my type of language. But push to come to shove, can you take care of it? That's what I'm saying. Like, if let's say something happens to Amber and she can't take care of it. Even with the marriage thing, he was too flip-floppy. Well, if you want to get married, we can get married. If you don't, we don't. He's just cool, like, go with the flow. So who is AJ? What is his true self? Because I don't trust
You mean
his...
Chris. You mean
Chris. KJ, Chris, what's his name?
Chris
AJ, I think
Chris, whatever his name is. I don't even know his name. I don't really care for him because I don't think he's a liar. I think he's problematic because I think he's never his true self. Sorry.
Lola. Yeah. I think Kia is crushing on AJ. So that's why she's mistaking his name.
No, I don't like AJ either. That's not only one I like Joel at the beginning. Who did I say? I like Joel and David. And now David just scared me. So now y'all talking about that sleepy
maybe he likes the tall chocolate type. You know, he's tall and he's chocolatey. He's like a goodie bar, isn't that what Stacey said? You know, Kia, that's okay, Kia. He's not that bad. Hey, LBB in the house.
Hey, my boy's in the building, Kojo, little black book.
Hey, no, DD, stop trying to pair me up with people who no. AJ, no. It was just neither one of them. I don't like.
Kia, I apologize.
I think that Amber and Chris are not going to work out because Chris lacks any ambition. When you start off in radio, yeah, you don't make a lot of money. You take the night shows, but most people, you move to different cities, you build you build your skills, you build your network, and you come up. Chris is just happy, not coming up, not doing anything. Exactly. If you're not making money, what is your other hustle? He has no ambition. Whatever you want me to be, I will be because I am a homosexual and I need a place to stay. And I just don't see how she could be with him seriously because she's clearly ambitious to be 31 and be in the position she's in. This is a go-getter. Chris is a sit back and wait.
And again, at 31, eventually you get tired of that mess. You like I said, Naya, her delivery was wrong. How she came like, boy, bye. But again, don't just count on me for our source of income. Because at the end of the day, if something happens or I need you to step your game up, you telling me you can't. I need to know that you are able and capable. And that's why KG, like you said, he's a homosexual, though.
Why do you guys think he's a homosexual? Because he has no ambition?
He has no ambition, and he's whatever you need him to be able to lay up with you.
I think he's the type of person that's willing to see you trying to...
Hold on. Let me just... Shani, click on the link. I dropped the link in the chat. Just click on it if you want to give if you want to contribute, Shani.
Yeah, jump on, So Rich.
Because, let me see if she'll jump on.
Yeah, she should. It should be a quick click.
You know, listen, y'all know I dated a DJ guy, and he had a futon in his house. So you be like, y'all not making that much money. So at the end of the day, I'm not trying to take care of nobody. Like, he was on the radio all day long. You know, everybody in the city was like, you know, falling out over him. But in the end, he didn't have that. Mean you ain't got no benefits. Like medical, like real. We're gonna be dependent on my benefits. We gotta get married, so I gotta make sure you got health, you got dental and vision. Because again, the radio station ain't, wasn't doing all that. Yeah, you looking hot around these streets, but at the end, I'm not living in the house with the he old 10 years older than me, and you got a futon. No,
he's happy where he is.
Chris, like I said, I didn't watch the last episode, but I didn't need to watch the last episode to understand what people were saying about him putting his eggs in one basket. And I just think he's doing the same thing because it's the same thing. So that financial thing, when he spoke about it in the last season, I think that's the issue that came up, and that's why he and the girl, they went their separate ways. And I'm seeing like he's basically just doing the same thing this season. So I
know what the thing is, we don't know for sure based on the editing in terms of his dating, but in terms of how he feels about money, I feel he was a little intimidated by Naya last season, and so he kept kind of scurrying back. And I think the only issue I had with him last season was, say it with your chest. If that's how you feel about it, that's how you feel about it. You don't have to change the story because the girl you like doesn't agree with that. That's the main thing. So now he's actually saying how he feels. He wants to share everything, split it down the middle, including the futon. That's how he feels. That's how he grew up. Because, that's what he wants. He's going to find someone who'll do that for him. Now, if she's going to be happy doing that for an extended period of time, that is the question. But that's what he thinks he wants.
Hey, Day.
Hey, Shani.
And like I said, Lola, in my 30s, I was down with it. But I'm not trying to split no bills with you. I need to know that you can handle this. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'm doing well by myself, but don't come in and become a project. But that's just me.
What do you think, Sinead? What's up?
Yeah, let me see
What's up,
what you
beautiful
got.
people? Hi, Isis Blue, Kia, Lola, Dee. What's
Nice,
good?
nice. We good.
So I was just like listening, and I'm like, wait a minute. When did KG become a homosexual?
Kia wants to
Girl,
explain.
When
come
did
on, Shanae.
we didn't say that about him last season. We didn't
No.
say that he
Because we
lacked
was giving
ambition
him the
last
benefit
season.
of the doubt. We was giving him the benefit of the doubt. And he came right again with this same lacking game. Like he learned nothing. And he's still
Yeah,
like,
that's
whatever you
true.
want to be, I will be. He was the exact same way with Naya. Whatever Naya said, he was like, oh, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. And he's doing the exact same thing. So at this point, the boy needs a sponsor. How about that? I'm not gonna call him a homosexual. I'm gonna say he needs a
And
sponsor
I don't think
because
we're
whatever
homosexual.
and if it works for him, go ahead. But he doesn't bring anything to the table, and he's always like, whatever you need me to be, I will be for you.
I agree.
I can agree that he's putting his eggs all in one basket. That he's probably just going to go with whatever. What's her name? Not
Amber.
Amber. Go with whatever she says if he just so happens to still want her. But I was just like, homosexual though and non-ambitious. Like I don't see that with Chris. I just see him making the mistake of not diversifying himself as far as this cast and the other women. He's like, oh, Amber's it. She seems like she likes me. So he's only working that angle. He doesn't seem to have other connections outside of that, which is, same thing he did last season. But I never got the vibe from KG that he lacked ambition or that he was only trying to be with women because he needed a place to stay. I think he got his own house.
He probably does have his own house, but he might want to live in a better house. And my thing about him with ambition is I know people that work in this kind of an industry. So if you're a hustle, you hustle. You don't say, well, I don't really make a lot of money in radio. You hustle. You could take radio and turn it into all kinds of things where you DJing parties, you doing all kinds of things, you hosting parties, you go to other cities. If Houston is not making you money, you go to DC area, you hustle. He has no hustle. That's why I say he lacked ambition, because he's too grown of a man to accept the fact that he has a job that can't really make money enough for him to support a woman. You want a woman, make enough money that you can actually add to and support a woman. And that's why I'm saying he lacks ambition, because we're seeing the same thing. I'm not seeing you say, well, I don't make a lot of money, so I'm a hustle. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I know too many people in radio who hustle. Ludacris used to be a DJ, or he used to do a small little time in Atlanta, but that boy hustled. He had all kinds of side hustles. So his money was fat. This is a man who continually tells us, I don't make a lot of money. Radio don't pay. Hustle that. Make it work. If you want a wife or you want a woman, what are you bringing to the table? And I don't see him having the ambition to be with a DA. I don't see him having an ambition to be with the kinds of women he seems to be attracted to. Naya owns her own company. She had the hair salon. What do you bring to the table for the type of women
he brings
you
the
want?
balance of, now that you say that though,
I think he brings a great deal of balance.
Because for example, being a DA, you work long hours, you've got all these cases. If they have kids, sounds like he'd be okay taking care of the kids, making sure he's at all the games, making sure they eat hot meals. So that's why they may fit. Now I don't know if Amber's into him.
A trophy wife. He wants to be a trophy wife.
If they're both happy with it, though, it works.
Yeah, if it works. But he still lacks ambition.
Let's just add back to what Isis said. Y'all have to remember, Joy saved his butt last season to try to convince him what he was trying to say. How another person try to convince you to say, well, this is what you really meant. You really didn't say that you can't pay the bills or you're not willing to. You willing, but you just told her you want a roommate. You want to split the bills down the middle. And now that you're with Amber, you're like, whoo, now you speaking my language. This was who probably you were from the get-go, but you tried to stay on the show last season. So now it's like, I don't know who you are because you're not consistent, because you switch up. Like even with the marriage thing, he wasn't strong with that. Either you want to get married or you don't. Everything is just like he just goes with the wind to me.
Look, for me, I still haven't seen Chris yet, to be honest. I haven't. He's on the show, but I haven't, to say like I can
Who is he?
See him, because it's the same thing. When he had that conversation with Amber, Amber spoke about finances. He just agreed with Amber. You understand? So who is Chris? Like I still haven't seen him yet. Ron is being assertive. Ron will tell you, well, I will pay the bills. You be my wife. You don't need to work. Ron is being assertive. Who is Chris?
Yeah,
Chris
we
just goes
definitely
with the
haven't
flow.
seen him.
Yeah, he
And
just
this
goes with the flow.
Yeah, we
work for
didn't.
you in your 30s may not work for you when you get in your 40s and the older you get. So, like I said, Amber's 30. So, you know, when you're 30, like, yeah, okay, it's fine, it's cool. But after a while, you're looking like, okay, dude, that's all you doing. That's all you bringing to the table. You know, you just want to feel like that you have somebody that can, you know, hold it down if push come to shove. Will keep you at
But
that same lifestyle.
before we go, I know Shani wants to talk about Liz and Jason. Let's go, Shani, because after that, I'm going to end my life. Let's go.
Did you guys already
But,
talk about it, Didi?
We'll
yeah,
talk about
but
it
you can
again
go
with
ahead.
you.
Give
We'll
your
talk about it again.
contribution.
Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was just like, wow. So compared to what was it, the last episode at the ball, where he was so love struck with her, it seemed like in this date with her, he was very he was aggressive. He was trying. He was just like, I got to bag this one. Like that's kind of the energy he was coming with.
Yep.
He still gives me though like fishing outside of his pond. Like I just don't. I don't know. Like I was thinking in comparison, because we have to go with who's on the show. So in comparison to David and Jason, I kind of would like to see Liz avoid David, because I think there's just a lot going on there that I don't think she needs to deal with. Jason is just a little, you know, it's just like he's not quite there.
He's a fun diversion.
He could be a fun diversion. He could bring a lot of balance to her life. It really depends on what she's looking for. What I loved the most was his response to her question about what his feelings were about sex before marriage. Now that we've seen her discuss that with AJ now, to see the way that Jason handled it, I was like, I wasn't expecting him to answer that well, and I thought he did a really good job. So,
but he's willing to be whatever she wants,
just like KG.
Invested.
Just like KG, and just like a lot of people do in relationships. Sometimes
AJ is more
you do that.
He's used to being the one who's being chased, so he's like, I ain't doing that. Like, he wasn't feeling that at all.
Shani, what threw me way off on that date was the kiss.
You mean the two kisses?
The two kisses, right?
Well, yeah. Well, my bad. You see, I only saw one. You also, I'll have to watch it again to see the second one.
Bro,
he kissed her while they were on the carousel. Then when the date was ending and they were about to leave, he kissed her again.
Ooh, boy,
Jason said, I'm going in twice.
Jason sealing the deal.
But that's what I'm saying.
Understand that I feel
and you know what, Isis? I'm really not mad at Jason. Like
I'm not either.
I'm not mad at Jason.
Not today.
Jason did his doggone thing.
Right, not today. You're right, Lois. Like today, I feel like okay.
Jason gonna have Liz repenting on Sunday. She gonna be like, Lord, forgive me.
I like that one.
If you look at her face,
how long has it been? You know, because she said she's pregnant. Oh my God.
With you. I can't with Kia. She said Liz gonna be on the altar come Sunday fooling with Jason.
I know. When she went home, you know what song she played? When you know when Liz got home, you know what song she played? These are my confessions. That's the song she was playing.
Oh my goodness. You gotta, if you looking for a certain type of man, like I said, David, like I said, even though we know he got some emotional issues, maybe she has the patience for that, or maybe she could, help him, and
I don't know.
And the patience for 4 children with how many moms and how many divorces. Like there's a lot there that she would have to take on, versus Jason, who's just single, a basketball coach with no kids.
That's true. Like if
that's very
bags
true.
the deal, I'll be surprised, and then I'll believe in the comeback kid, because
she's gonna have to repent every Sunday. Like, Lord, it's me again.
The little moments we like about him, but I don't know.
Not as me again.
right.
He was willing. He said, "It's gonna be hard, but I'll try."
But listen, what if that Jason would be open to becoming more spiritual, more religious? Like she may be the one to bring him into that. He does have those depression things going on with him. And maybe if she brings that into him, it could possibly work. Like she could be the one to just, ignite that within him. And
But
maybe they
ISIS,
can work because David has a lot of issues. He does.
but
And really,
ISIS,
the only thing they have in common is the religion and not having
Mhm.
sex. I
No,
mean, we just haven't
ISIS,
seen more so far.
ISIS, you have a point, but you know what the biggest issue would be is the sexual part. That's what
Why?
the issue would
Why
be.
would that? What do you mean?
No, because for a man not sexually active and he wants to be sexually active with his woman and she's not willing to do that, I guess until after she gets married,
Yeah.
the sexual tension will build up and then that's going
Yeah.
to cause a lot of problems in the
The
relationship.
Holy Spirit will take care of it. It won't cause problems. If he's serious, if he's invested in her, they will figure it out. So
No,
that's
you know I
how
got
you
a story
decide
for
who's serious and
everything.
If
who's
he
not.
is invested, he will
Hey,
commit,
Maria.
and they
Boom.
will, and they will have to work towards marriage so that
Okay,
one can,
my mother don't watch this show, but true story. My mother, she went and got saved, but they were dating, whatever, so my stepfather wasn't. So I remember as a kid when he was begging her, like, baby, let me get it, let me get it. She was like, no, Jesus. It was hard, she was like, the marriage is coming, whatever. But it was like a conflict because she was in there like literally like she was gonna go to hell. Y'all know how culture people are. So she was literally like, oh Lord, you in here begging, oh Lord. So I think it's hard for a person to be, strict with their beliefs and have somebody that's just like, can I get that? And like you said, Didi said, if he's, used to getting it, that's a hard.
But see, I feel like what Crystal just noted, if he's really committed to and wants to be with Liz, that's something that I think they can sit down, they can talk about, they can develop a plan of courtship to marriage so that no one's sitting here being in an uncomfortable situation. I'm sure she's not trying to be, dating him for 10 more years before they make it official, right? So I don't think it's as big of an ask as we might think it is. I think it's very reasonable. And the fact that he is willing, he said, I would support you through it. I thought it was cute that he was like, it would be hard,
but I'll do it.
It would be hard, but I'll do it. I was like, you know what? I appreciate him being human about it because I know it's his manhood, but he's also saying, look, I would be willing to do that for you.
Shani, you know I love you guys, but let me just use that quote. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Really,
Didi, you don't believe them?
That's what we're gonna start. No, but that's what we're gonna start seeing because remember Clara and Ryan, that sexual tension, that is going to cause problems. From a man's perspective,
those
I
people
understand
were married.
all that. Huh?
They were
married. Those people were married and could have had all the legal sex they wanted to.
But that's showing you they're married, so that means they're obligated to one another. Before they get married, they have to have that point or that space where they have to figure out how they're going to with that sexual tension, and that's going to make it worse because they're not married. That's what I'm trying to say. If they're married, you married husband and wife is different. In a relationship and you're not married, it makes it even harder because then how are you going to let out that sexual frustration?
Didi, I don't think it's fair to use Clara and Ryan as a good example of comparison here because Ryan is so like like he's in a class all his own.
Okay, well, all right, Shani, you have a point.
2021 period. Let's just like point blank period because you're gonna have one person that is more like committed to what they're doing as far as like Liz. How committed is she? Because again, in the past I have slipped up and I'd be like, Lord Jesus, like you said, I'm at the altar on Sunday, like Lord, I felt so bad because I was raised told you. So at the end of the day, it just depends on your belief system and what's really going on. So we don't know how spiritual we
I think it's how you communicate. Because if they sit down and because she said this up front, she didn't just throw it at him after they started dating or after the second dinner. She said, what do you feel about this? And he's open, so it's going to be a constant conversation. Will there be moments?
Did you look? Jason
stammering. Why are you stammering?
Because he sat there and he was thinking, and Jason is like, "Boy, it's going to be hard because Jason knows."
It's going to be hard for her.
It's not impossible,
but it's hard for her too.
Boy.
It's not like she's going through this.
Am I seeing the man?
When he touched her, when he touched that hair, girlfriend was like lit up. But I'm just saying the two of them could try to go through this together. They both want to be involved in this act.
Say that.
She's fighting it. He's going to be fighting it. She's not.
Right now,
she's not Brian. She's not Brian. Soon as he touched that hair, she was lit up. As soon as he kissed some lips, she was lit up. But
Yeah.
if he's going to help her support what she wants to do, and they could support each other, I just think they have a foundation that they could build on. That's all I'm
I
saying.
agree with that,
So
and
look, right
I think
now,
that I think that sometimes how you look at the situation doesn't necessarily mean that that's how they see it. I think that they could come together and they can see it not as something hard. Yes, I do know I have flesh too. You know, it's challenging, but I don't think that it's impossible, especially when you get two people that are on the same mindset, the same wavelength, working towards one and the same goal. It can work, and it's working for people out there. Let's give them a shot.
No,
I mean, if you
no, the
look,
question is, Didi, let's forget about Jason.
Uh-oh.
Didi, so you saying you can't wait? I don't know. Is that
no,
what
I
do you
mean,
believe?
look,
What does
Okay,
when you
take up for my brother. He did say on the previous episode that he did wait a year or more than a year.
Okay, so you
yeah,
can wait
I
again?
said, yeah, I did. I actually was in a relationship and I spent a whole year without any sexual intercourse. But when I told you that was hard, that was
But
hard.
you did it. So why can't Jason do it?
No,
Thank
well,
you.
but look, after the year, I'll be honest with you all. Like, after the year, I broke up because I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh,
But
Okay.
that's
Like
But that's how
we
it
wanna
goes.
we used to have little issues, and then that was one of them. You
oh,
understand? But it wasn't a big part of me breaking up. But then I
right.
was like, I just and then I mean you need to let it out. You need to function it one time.
Then you go to yourself, go by yourself into a room.
Yeah, but
Wherever
I'm
you
like,
go, he
I,
goes
I,
into the
Handle your
room by
business.
himself. He said he needs to let it out. He can let it out in the room by
no, no,
himself.
no, 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 no. No,
Handle
Lola,
your
Lord,
business.
this
you're going
is about to go to
somewhere.
DD after dark so quick. I'm gonna have to log out.
Lola, Lola, you'll have me feeling like I'm singing confessions as well. What's wrong with you?
Don't get me in trouble, Lola. Lola, you always get me in trouble.
So
No,
we'll
I'm
go
just
back to
saying,
Ready
like,
to Love. Go back to Ready to
honestly,
Love.
that is hard. That year for me, it was really hard. But I used to, you see, when you release that tension, you tend to think better, feel better, and function better. That's what I guess maybe for a woman it might be different for a man and a woman, but for men I think that's what it does for us. But then for me to be like that, I used to get mad. Oh, you tell me something I don't like, I'll get mad because I ain't getting none. I ain't getting none. I ain't like.
I mean, like I said, we just know the flesh is real, like Shanae said earlier. So, like I said, you have to find someone that is like-minded, that really mean it. Does Jason really mean it? I don't know. I don't know Jason, but like I said, you just want to have somebody that understands. Because if you dating somebody that does not understand, they're gonna be like, "Girl, what are you talking about? You abstaining."
And that's why I like that Liz is upfront with asking that question, because to me, I'm reading that as her saying, this is a life commitment that I've made,
Yes.
and I desire not to waste your time or mine if
My
that's something
time,
that
yeah.
you can't
Yes.
get with. And
Yes.
as a
Well,
woman
that's
that's also practicing that same thing, I can appreciate her approach,
Yeah.
and I can also appreciate all the men's responses: AJ's response, David's response, and now Jason's response.
Yeah.
I mean,
She was
they're all
stating her
grown.
intentions.
Exactly. And these are all grown adults. You got to get it out there. Like, it would be one thing if she never mentioned it, then they got into a whole relationship. But the fact that she's doing it up front really, really, to me,
I like it.
lets me know that,
But
yep.
almost, you have to, Lola and Isis and Shanae nowadays, because again, like that's like when the things you talk about on the first date. Well, let's not even take it any further, because I don't want to waste your time. Let me just tell you. So I think she's had experience with guys having a problem with it, and that's probably why she does it now.
And let me tell you something. I can attest to how quick that will eliminate people. I've met some great dudes, but as soon as we start talking about that topic, boy, they get mighty quiet. I've been flat out ghosted, so I get it, right? I totally get it.
Like Kia said, you've been shot by a smooth criminal. Yeah. Listen to that smooth criminal.
I'm gonna stop playing with y'all. Y'all are so
All
fun.
right, guys.
DD After Dark. That's his new show name. DD After Dark. DD, you gotta start.
DD After Dark.
Nah, for real. Now this Didi After Dark will be messy.
Well, I'll have to come with the Barry White voice. This is DD After Dark, you know.
Oh.
Okay, last time y'all
You
told me
can
to take
use
off
KG's
my shoes.
voice.
So DD After Dark
do the
gonna be
KG.
real hot. DD.
What? Wait, what Icy said?
You can use KG's voice.
His tone was pretty good. He had a pretty good tone.
Oh,
Diddy, you better
Alright,
stop.
guys, well-
Your DM's gonna be back full again.
That.
all right, ladies. Thank you so very much. Shout out to my sister Shanae, my sister Lola, my sister Isis, my sister Kia Simone, and
I
okay,
think
Shanae.
it's so good to see you now.
I
We
know.
see you in the
It's the first
comments
time I'm
all the
meeting her.
time. It's so
Yeah, we
wonderful
see in
to
the
see
comments all the time.
you.
Thank
That's
And
the-
your
you.
and that's the
background is beautiful. Are you outside in your front yard? Oh, it's
Yes,
beautiful. It's
yes.
gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
I don't know. She feels so comfortable. This time she came on my show and she showed her face, which is beautiful. We appreciate that, Isis.
Yes.
Every so often, you just gotta, pop in.
That's
All
right.
right.
Hey.
That's right.
So let's start. Okay, Shanae, you don't have a channel.
No.
Okay, well, let's say your last thoughts, and let's hear your predictions. In the ladies, who you think would get kicked off?
Next,
Mhm.
Yes,
Chrysanthemum.
That's what we said.
and any other female you think of?
It could be Chrysanthemum, or I don't want it to be, but it could be my girl Vern.
Ah,
That's what we said.
I don't want it to be, but after that date with Dedrick, I'm like, she's doing the same thing KG's doing, y'all. She's putting all her eggs in a basket
One
called
basket,
Joel.
yeah.
And I'm like, sis, you can't do that on this game show. And Joel's about to diversify himself. You better do the same.
Mhm.
Quit playing.
All right. So let's go, Lola. Shout out your channel and also your live.
Okay, all right. So my channel goes by my name, which is, I think you should be able to see it, LOLAHISFE.
Let me pull
I
that
had a
down for me.
live, when was it? Yesterday or the day before, about colorism. So check it out on my channel. I have something interesting coming up tomorrow. So, to stay tuned. Once I put up my little thumbnail, you see.
Yeah,
So.
maybe I might jump on her live because she wants me to talk about the guy code, but then I can't give out the guy code. I can't give out the
No,
guy's
you
secret.
can agree or disagree. You don't have to tell us all the secrets.
Because we want all the secrets.
I'm
DD
the
got doing right.
After dark moves, I know you know the guy goes back.
DD after dark, yo.
Guys, check out Kamisha Allen's channel. She did a review on Dedrick and talking about how Dedrick used Tressa to stay in the game. So you guys should check out her channel and check out her just check it out. She did a really good job with it because when I checked out her channel and I checked out that conversation she had about Dedrick and when she felt like he used Tressa, which I felt the same way. It was really interesting what she was saying. So check out her channel. Let's go, Isis. What's your last thoughts?
I think I said it all, but it's been a pleasure seeing all of the beautiful people and coming on with you guys again today, and looking forward to the next time.
Yes.
All right. Let's go, Kia Simone, the smooth criminal.
Yeah.
Not too much over here. Just to shout out my book again, From Pain to Love. Go on Amazon and get it, or Barnes and Noble. Just search From Pain to Love by your girl Kia Simone. KASIMONE. Peace.
And also leave in the comments, do you want me to start a DD After Dark?
I think it would be a cute idea. You could do the launching tomorrow on my live and just sprinkle, do a teaser. I'll give you a couple minutes to give a teaser, but I think it's a good idea.
Did he say it one more time in that voice? DD After Dark.
It's DD After Dark.
Ooh.
You look too much.
DD was in kind of early, so DD gotta
Look, and I gotta get him the LL Cool J.
No, sir.
Yeah, DD, do a Sunday after dark. DD after dark.
He looks at the camera.
Look, I ain't about to embarrass myself, so I'm about to get off now. Look, I have to hear. Oh my God, that's what I did to Shanae. I'm so sorry, everybody. I apologize.
No, so that's the teaser, folks. There's gonna be a DD After Dark.
Well, I guess I'll leave out the LL Cool J because that's Shanae.
That was a little too much. You need to do a one-on-one kind of thing.
Why y'all joking? It is kind of catchy. I can see it now. DD After Dark.
No, it's like DD After Dark.
All right, guys, on three, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye, everybody.
Bye.